The next presentation will be by Elena Carter from Russia, reporting on the analysis of her students' essays on the proverb, "Never put off till tomorrow what you can do today," in the period of the COVID-19 pandemic. We are experiencing connection problems with Elena Carter, so we will see a video of her presentation, but she will not be able to answer questions.
Good afternoon, dear colleagues and friends. First of all, I would like to express my deep gratitude to Rui and Marinello, as well as to all other members of our association for giving us an opportunity to participate in our annual proverbial colloquium in this uneasy situation. Indeed, being so distant physically, we are so close mentally and spiritually. And this is what unites all of us and definitely makes stronger in our common fight against the challenges of the pandemic. All roads lead to the Vira, and now we know that even the distant ones. Well, I'm very pleased to introduce you the subject of my today's talk, that is, never put off till tomorrow what you can do today. Students' insights on the proverbial wisdom in the time of the pandemic. In the modern world, we often face such a problem as lack of time for interacting with other people, incorporating ideas planned in advance, or completing tasks in different areas of our life. In order to be highly efficient, one needs to have good time management skills. That is, to use such a valuable resource as time rationally. However, a lot of people cannot do it properly and suffer from a habit called procrastination. For the first time, the term procrastination was used by Paul Ringenbach in 1977. It was defined as the lack of absence of self-regulated performance and the behavioral tendency to postpone what is necessary to reach a goal. Nowadays, the phenomenon is becoming widespread. It is commonly assumed that procrastination has many reasons and results, consequences. It should be noted that researchers and practitioners have long regarded procrastination as a self-handicapping and dysfunctional behavior. However, at present, there is a great deal of debate over it. It is argued that not all procrastination behaviors either are harmful or lead to negative consequences. Some researchers have attempted to address this issue, suggesting the classification of procrastinators. They differentiate two types of procrastinators, passive procrastinators versus active procrastinators. Passive procrastinators are procrastinators in the traditional sense. They are paralyzed by their indecision to act and fail to complete tasks on time. In contrast, active procrastinators are a kind of positive type of procrastinators. They prefer to work under pressure, making deliberate decisions to procrastinate. There is strong evidence that although active procrastinators procrastinate to the same degree as passive procrastinators, they are more similar to non-procrastinators than to passive ones in terms of purposive use of time, control of time, self-efficacy belief, coping styles, and results, including academic performance. Furthermore, there is the so-called slight procrastination that is typical for many people. Psychologists consider that in order to get rid of it, one should simply stop being lazy or stop doing things absolutely perfectly. These findings seem to be interesting because they offer more sophisticated understanding of procrastination behavior and indicate a need to evaluate its implications for the outcomes of individuals. There exists a long tradition of utilizing paremias as didactic tools in child rearing, in linguistic instruction, as well as in teaching about general human experiences, values, and skills. The proverb, "never put off till tomorrow what you can do today," has been recognized all over the world for many centuries. There are There are equivalents and analogs of this proverb in different European languages, as well as in a variety of Slavic languages. There is no doubt that this universal proverb still holds true nowadays. As it appears, this pithy saying has even gained more value and power for the Russian students studying English at Saint Petersburg Mining University in the uneasy spring period of the COVID-19 pandemic, when they were challenged by distant learning. As one of their homework assignments, 76 undergraduate students, 44 males and 32 females from 4 faculties such as mineral processing, oil and gas engineering, power and mechanical engineering, and civil engineering were asked to write an essay based on the following questions. The proverb "never put off till tomorrow what you can do today" exists in many languages. What is the message of the saying? Do you agree or disagree with it? Give your reason. Can this proverb be applicable for you? Why or why not? The analysis of the students' essays on the adage has shown that this proverbial nugget of wisdom continues to play a major role as a very effective device to communicate the message, advocating its plain truth about the importance of the purposive use of time. Students write, "It is definitely better to do everything you have planned for a day. It just makes you feel really good after doing some work and being productive." This statement says a lot about time management, and that makes it relevant for students and adults. I admit wholeheartedly believing that making a habit of never putting off what can be done today till tomorrow is beneficial. Not only it frees up the time available for, perhaps, less tedious activities, but it also helps in conditioning one's mind to prioritize what's truly important and solve the problem of managing one's time. The findings of the research are shown in the table. As can be seen, 47 students, 62%, consider themselves to be non-procrastinators who value time and try not to postpone to do important things even though it might take a lot of efforts. They write, "This proverb can be applicable for me. It is my motto in life." As well as, "I try to do everything on time and not put off until the last moment. Yes, of course it's not easy, but I try very hard." This statement is especially applicable to the situation with distance learning. So sitting at home and forcing yourself to study is much harder than going to university for classes. 10 recipients, 10 learners, 13%, appear to be slight passive procrastinators who understand the value of the proverbial wisdom but cannot follow it on a regular basis for a different reason. For a different reason or reasons. They write, "I do not always succeed in following this proverb. Sometimes the desire to sleep longer or more fun activities are stronger than the desire to do something right here and right now. But I gradually cultivate a sense of responsibility in myself, and this helps." Sometimes I used his mom's advice, sometimes not. Now I don't always have enough motivation and strength to do everything on time, but I try to fix it and not put off everything at the last moment. Uh, 19 students, 25%, write that they are not capable of doing things on time, thus admitting to be passive procrastinators. All of them try to explain why it happens and what they feel in such situations. I almost never follow this proverb. I myself have real troubles with procrastination and putting things off till tomorrow, and I can tell for sure that this is not a good thing. It always makes me feel miserable and feel like I'm not doing enough. Some more. For me, most use the proverb "never put off till tomorrow what you can do the day after tomorrow," because I am lazy and can do literally nothing. I beat my laziness with variable success, but did not last for too long. From my way of life, I really enjoy doing any work. And the opportunity not to work always seems to me, for me, as good choice. But my choice is not the perfect one. Someday you may regret about your decisions. Unfortunately, even though I understand it, my actions are not consistent with this proverb. I think this is due to the fact that I am a lazy person and it is hard for me to overpower myself. This is a pretty serious problem, and I think that when I will change my side of the character, my life will be much better. I am glad that with the help of rethinking of such a seemingly simple proverb, I can be a little more self-analytical. Even though recognizing the importance of the same, quite a number of students wonder if the proverb gives a good piece of advice for all situations. Some of them state that the adage is ambiguous and under certain circumstances cannot be applied to. However, they write, however, there are only 24 hours in a day and so many things to do. In this case, some things are destined to be put off. All in all, people should decide for themselves what works better and what is more comfortable to do. It seems to me that in many people's minds, it obligates to finish something no matter the circumstances, no matter your mental state at the time. And while this may be considered productive in the short term, in the long term, this behavior may lead to slowing down and simply burning out. Letting yourself rest is as important as finishing something quickly. People don't have to be the most productive all the time. Being mindful is much more important. Moreover, expressing their critical views, some learners support them with their argumentation, citing other proverbs from the treasury of folk wisdom. For example, the night brings counsel. Strike while the iron is hot, or make hay while the sun shines. Sleep on it. A wise person does at once what a fool does at last. Every cloud has a silver lining. It is noteworthy that a few students strongly disagree with the proverb and the way how it is used nowadays. They write, although the message seems positive and useful, I do not agree with this expression, or rather I consider it suspicious. It is often used in various kinds of business trainings or workshops, the sole purpose of which is to sell product in the broad sense of this word. I cannot agree with this statement. Never put off till tomorrow or what you can do today. In my opinion, this statement only works with educational activities or healthcare and sports, but cannot be applied to the job. The statement never put off till tomorrow what you can do today nowadays becomes a motto for many workaholics all around the globe. This do or die ideology makes people work harder, but it also makes them waste all the time for a job. Of special interest are the learners' reflections on the phenomenon of procrastination and its influence on their academic performance. They write, procrastinating is in humans' nature. We always want to do only what is pleasant and easy. Procrastination doesn't equal laziness. It is better to say that the second is a part of the first. We start to make excuses to delay our work. This is called procrastination. The ways of solving the issue of poor time management are discussed as well. The most important tasks should be done first of all. Sometimes it's better to do many small tasks instead of the important one. This is the other way to be efficient. It's the reason why we should do little things in appropriate time. With little things, we get more than we can imagine. In the light of the findings, it is safe to conclude that the majority of students participated in this writing project value the proverb and try to follow it. They realize that in order to be successful in any activity, they should be mindful and try to do what can be done on time. Some of the learners mention that the paremia also remind them of how fragile our life and time are. Indeed, time flies. The contemporary lifestyle dictates us that a missed opportunity may be gone forever. However, my students say that if struggling right here and now is not always an option, doing your best is definitely worth trying over and over again until you outrun the person you were yesterday and prosper in whatever field you have chosen. It sounds great, doesn't it? Dear colleagues, thank you so much for your attention, and I will be more than happy to answer all your questions.